Dark clouds loomed over the glittering city skyline, a storm brewing in more ways than one. Inside an exclusive high-rise restaurant, a group of elite business executives clinked their glasses, laughter echoing against the marble walls. Among them sat Damon Sinclair, the young and ruthless CEO of Sinclair Enterprises, charming, confident, and utterly ruthless. Across from him, her hands trembling slightly as she clutched her untouched glass of water, sat Evelyn Carter, the woman who had once been his secret love, now discarded like yesterday's news. Her once radiant eyes held shadows of pain, but she refused to let them break her. "Evelyn, let's be real," Damon chuckled, swirling his whiskey. "You were a fun distraction, but come on, you really thought I'd settle down with you?" His words dripped with cruelty, his friends smirking at his audacity. The laughter stung, but Evelyn held her ground. She placed a hand on her barely there baby bump, a silent promise to the life growing inside her. "I don't need anything from you, Damon," she said quietly, her voice steady. "Not your money. Not your pity." He leaned back, amused. "That's good because you won't get a cent." That night, Evelyn disappeared from the city, leaving behind nothing but whispered rumors. Some said she went abroad. Others claimed she was homeless. No one knew the truth. Years passed. And then, the world shifted. A CT1, THERETURA. A luxurious gala. The city's elite gathered, unaware that tonight would mark the beginning of a reckoning. Damon Sinclair stood in the center of it all, still as sharp and powerful as ever. But as his eyes scanned the room, they landed on a figure that made his heart stop. She stood poised at the entrance, draped in an emerald gown that shimmered under the chandeliers. But it wasn't just the gown, nor the effortless elegance that captivated the crowd. It was her presence, Evelyn Carter. Only, she was no longer the timid woman he had mocked. "Who is she?" one of Damon's colleagues whispered, eyes wide with intrigue. "Evelyn Carter," another murmured. "The billionaire." Damon's glass nearly slipped from his fingers. "A billionaire?" She walked towards him, a slow, deliberate stride, as if she owned the very ground beneath her feet. Because now she did. A CT2, THEGAMEBEGINS. The whispers swirled. How had she done it? How had a woman he left for nothing become one of the wealthiest figures in the world? And more importantly, why was she back? Damon forced a smirk, masking his unease. "Evelyn," he said, his voice smooth, but inside his mind raced. "Damon," she greeted, lifting a glass of champagne. "It's been a while." He studied her, searching for answers. "It has. You look." "Well?" Her lips curved. "I am." She let the moment stretch, reveling in his discomfort. Then, with a calculated smile, she added, "Sinclair Enterprises has been struggling lately, hasn't it?" His expression darkened. "Nothing I can't handle." "Of course." She took a slow sip of her drink. "I suppose that's why the board is looking for a buyout." His grip tightened around his glass. "What do you want, Evelyn?" She leaned in slightly, her voice barely above a whisper. "I want what's mine. A CT3 SECRETUNRAVELAD." As the night unfolded, the truth began to surface. Evelyn hadn't merely become rich, she had built an empire, one that now loomed over Damon's own. And the deeper he dug, the more unsettling the revelations became. She hadn't just returned to flaunt her success. She was here to take everything from him. Every failed deal, every crumbling partnership, it all led back to one name: Carter Industries. She had been dismantling his empire piece by piece, and he hadn't even realized it. Then came the final blow. A little boy, no older than 5, entered the gala, holding onto Evelyn's hand. His piercing grey eyes, so familiar, locked onto Damon. "Mommy, is that him?" Damon's breath hitched. The child was his. a CT4, THEFINALMOVE. The room fell silent as realization crashed over him. His past mistakes, his arrogance, had come full circle. But before he could speak, Evelyn bent down to whisper something to the boy. "It's okay, sweetheart," she said softly. "We don't need anything from him." Damon's pulse pounded. "Evelyn, wait." She turned to him one last time, her eyes filled with something he couldn't quite place. Not hatred, not revenge. Something deeper. Something final. With a graceful nod, she took her son's hand and walked away, leaving behind the man who had once thought he had everything only to realize, too late, that he had lost it all. EPILOGUEAFINAEAAAANG. Days later, the news hit the business world like a storm. Carter Industries had completed its takeover of Sinclair Enterprises. Damon Sinclair was no longer CEO. Alone in his penthouse, staring at the empty whiskey glass in his hands, Damon finally understood. Evelyn hadn't just won. She had ensured he lost everything.